Chief Financial Officer, CFO, is one of the most critical positions within a private equity-backed organization. It's the closest link sometimes, and sometimes mostly actually, between the private equity firm and the portfolio company. We get approached time and time again from private equity firms across the world to support them with replacement of underperforming chief financial officers. And a lot of the reasons are that stem within this and what makes a great private equity chief financial officer within the portfolio companies. One is their hands-on, being able to work across the different functions within the business, immersing yourself within operations, within sales, within HR, within IT, within production, depending on the type of business that it is, but working holistically across the business is absolutely critical in a hands-on fashion with the various different stakeholders within the business. Right up and down is what makes a great, really, really great chief financial officer. Another one is a strong mergers and acquisitions background, being able to both support the due diligence process right through to the completion and the signing of the deal, but then also the integration. Now, that isn't important for every single firm, as not every private equity firm is adopting the very popular buy and build strategy right now. But within a lot of businesses we speak to, the ability to be able to complete M&A deals and manage those processes is absolutely essential, but is not essential in every position, but then neither will all of this area. Another one is being experienced within growth businesses. And this frustrates a lot of candidates that we speak to that feel they're right, and sometimes I absolutely agree, but the absolute perfect candidate will have experience in working in a business that's grown from X to Y. Recently, we've been speaking with a candidate who's taken a business from $40 million US dollars up to $1 billion in US dollars in revenue, and obviously the significant increase in EBITDAs from those numbers. But being experienced in working in growth businesses that have grown fast come up with loads of different challenges. Working at a General Electric division or within a Honeywell division, big corporates, although they talk a lot about growth and developing the business, it's a slow-paced, bureaucratic type organization. And therefore, it's just not quite the same as working within a growth organization. Within that is being able to demonstrate your track record of growing two factors. One is EBITDA and one is revenues. Within your resume, certainly for anybody who's listening as a CFO right now, you want to, and if you're an investor looking at people profiles to hire into portfolio companies, you want to be looking at what they've done with regards to growth within those businesses, within the EBITDA and the revenues. Taking revenue from X to Y is something you need to be documenting in your CV. Taking EBITDA from X to Y from start to finish is what you want to be documenting, so investors can see that, so private equity CEOs can see that, and therefore you'll better position yourself to get a role. Another one I hear quite a lot, very similar to the hands-on, is roll up your sleeves. And you'll hear that terminology a lot, being able to work across the business, but also diving into when need be. The amount of CFOs that we replace because they either refuse or they're incapable of doing books on a day-to-day basis, or not so much a day-to-day basis, but doing books for the business if needs be, digging into the weeds of the business, looking at KPIs, looking at metrics, looking at systems, looking at procedures, and expecting someone else to do it. It's not what you'll do day in, day out, but it's certainly something you've got to be happy to do in order to help the business grow and business develop. But with the fast-paced nature of 3 to 8 years looking at an exit, you're going to have to be hands-on within everything that you do within a private equity-backed business. The last one, again, is very similar, and that's the ability to get into the weeds of the organization. Again, a key term that we'll hear from private equity investors is that. There's a load of other areas on top of what I've just mentioned. A lot of private equity firms are looking for industry-specific individuals, people who know the market, know the sectors, know the movers and the shakers, understand how a business works. For example, medical devices, industrial manufacturing, aerospace, consumer retail, and they'll look for people from within those industries that have got track record, got experience. You'll hear a lot of that. There is also instances where that's not important, but it is becoming more and more with the close nature of private equity firms wanting to get that exit in the shortest period of time using the best skill set individuals. But those are the key areas. I'd be looking to demonstrate that clearly on your resume. I'd be looking to demonstrate that clearly in your briefings when you're looking to understand potential candidature for CFOs and chief financial officers, and making sure that you're assessing these people effectively to make sure you hit those criteria And if not, you've got underperformers within your business, or you're struggling to find those people that have that exposure, have that experience, ideally as well, private equity, exit experience is also a plus. Please reach out to me. It's Alex.R at rawselection.co.uk, and that's +44 7860 803 558. And I work with businesses right across the world to support them with identifying high-performing talent like we've just discussed, and making sure that we can drive your businesses, your portfolio companies, to a successful exit. And if you're a candidate looking at a new opportunity and you feel you hit those criteria, please reach out to me, drop me a message, ask me any questions. Obviously, feel free to forward me a CV confidentially. I'd be absolutely delighted to speak with you and have further discussions. Thank you very much for your time, and all the best with securing a new role or securing your next Chief Financial Officer.